Actually, on his deck list, he says Bant Token Thing is his name.
Tokens.
Bant Tokens against American Fire, according to Matt Morrison. This is blue, white, red, very similar to Joel Larson's deck from Pro Tour Gatecrash. Not so much a flash deck because it has 4 Boros Charm, 4 Azorius Charm, 2 Turn and Burn, 4 Skullcrack main deck with 2 Ral Zarek. To be able.
And the thing about the blue, red, white decks, it's very vulnerable to Geist of Saint Draft, which is something we just saw Chris drop and play. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's, they play some copies of Geist of Saint Draft of their own, but again, if you don't have it, it's tough for that deck to deal with it because you don't even have Supreme Verdict.
Matt, in fact, does have Geist of Saint Traff, but you're right, he doesn't have any other answer to that, either main deck or sideboard, it looks like to me.
And Chris
Mizzium Mortar's Overload, I apologize, is an out.
And Chris can potentially do something really devastating because he has a Rootbound Defenses in his hand. So for those of you unfamiliar with Geist of Saint Traff, will bring that card up. Whenever it attacks, you get it triggers, and if you put a 4/4 Angel token into play, tapped and attacking. So with the populated mechanic, you can actually create copies of tokens. So that's exactly what we could see Chris do on his turn.
Yeah, even though Matt took out the Voice of Resurgence token, as we see Geist of Saint Traft on the left there, Chris will still be able to populate the 4/4 Angel, and while the Angel made from Geist will be exiled at the end of combat, the populated token won't be attacking, but it will be there forever.
Yeah, so he'll have a 4/4 token into play, and this is great because Matt will try to probably block the Geist with his Snapcaster Mage, and it will die. Whereas, he just chooses to
pump it with Celestia Charm.
Looks like he chooses to pump with Celestia Charm instead. Interesting.
So Matt will take 7. Chris just wants to end this game as quickly as possible, I think.
I'm not sure. It seems odd that he would make that play. Maybe he's trying to play around Supreme Verdict in the next few turns.
Yeah, I think that he might think that Matt Morrison is playing a lot more of a flash-based deck that has Supreme Verdict or Sphinx's Revelation, of which Matt has neither.
Yeah, but either way, you're not protecting yourself against Supreme Verdict. Like, if he has it, you're going to lose your Geist no matter what.
Sure.
So it's odd that he would make that play. Although maybe he just wants to have counterspell mana. We know he has Syncopate, but again.
But Matt is playing a 4 mana one here.
Yeah, so interesting play here. Not sure. But
so he's going to tap and untap a land, will Matt Morrison, to go up to 5.
Yeah, and Chris Andersen draws an Advent in the room here.
Now, both of these are probably going to go at Ral Zarek, I would assume, unless he wants...
I don't think so. I don't think he needs to. I think he just wants to go after Matt.
Okay.
Just drop him to 3. You have an Advent in the worm, you have a Syncopate, you have a Dispel.
Matt's plan is to...
You have Rootbound Defenses.
Exactly.
What is he going to do?
Yeah. Matt's plan is to Azorius Charm the token here, I think.
Yeah, so it looks like Matt's not even doing it. He's just taking it.
Well...
Maybe he wants to try to draw a card. Looks like maybe he wants to try to draw a land so he can overload the Mizzium Mortars.
It's a strong line, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
So, yeah, I think he might be just trying to cast Azorius Charm to draw a card. Maybe draw a land so he can overload Mizzium Mortars. Yep. I think Chris is fine with that line of play because then he just casts the Advent of the Worm.
The Advent of the Worm.
He doesn't have double green.
Or the Syncopate.
Yeah, he's likely just going to Syncopate or cast Rootbound Defenses. He has plenty of cards. So it looks like he's going to untap.
Got it.
Tap, untap.
And Syncopate on Mizzium Mortars is going to spell the end.
Yep, and that's game.
And that'll be the game. So Chris Andersen moves